This is Hannibal here from thehannibaltv.com, and probably the most interesting thing that's happened in the NWA for years since the product has gone pretty stale is, I guess, Nick Aldis, who hasn't had a relevant match, I guess, since he wrestled Cody Rhodes and did that title change with him years ago. Did an Instagram post over the weekend where he basically called the organization embarrassing and basically quit the company, even though his contract was set to expire in January, so less than 2 months from now, anyways, and he hadn't been used for a while, apparently. Billy Corgan had done an interview back in July where he said that he's dealt with, or I'll actually quote this, quote, "I've dealt with this man for over 4 years, and for every ounce of politicking you see publicly, there's about 10 times worse behind the scenes. No one stresses me out more in the NWA than Nick Aldis. No one is more highly paid than Nick Aldis, and no one is more unhappy than Nick Aldis," end quote. And that was from Busted Open Radio, and the other thing from Nick Aldis was from his Instagram. So I guess Trevor Murdoch is the NWA champion, and as I said, I've questioned that before, why he wants to put the. I like Trevor Murdoch, but like he's not a hot wrestler or a hot star. Just like Nick Aldis had some buzz when he was wrestling Cody Rhodes, but then they left the title on him far too long, and everyone pretty much lost interest in the NWA title. What I would have done, and I've said this a million times, is when Braun Strowman was released by WWE or Bray Wyatt, I would have put the title on them and given the company a boost, rather than keep it on people that aren't really relevant. So there's no doubt, being the way that Tony Khan is with AEW, that he would use Nick Aldis, even though Billy Corgan has publicly said he's difficult to deal with. And now Aldis has actually disparaged the only company that really pushed him, because I don't remember too much from him before, other than I do remember there was some sort of heat with Aldis and Hogan and Eric Bischoff back when they were all in Impact together. I do remember that, but he had a different name back then. No Gimmicks guy, Jack Kilby, who does the Great North Wrestling podcast Sunday nights at 8, says Jessica Black will be on next Sunday. Jessica Black, speaking of AEW, she and Jeremy Prophet recently had the very first AEW match in Toronto, a match that aired on Dark. And I was proud to see them in there, but I watched it. The referee isn't even paying attention to the tags. There's so much goofy stuff. I don't know, man. But good for them. I'm happy. I'm happy for them. And they are not connected with me in any way. It's Jack Kilby that's going to run Great North Wrestling in the future. I think everybody realizes by now I only care about commenting on the news. Mark says he was big in Impact in 2013. Well, I don't think anyone was watching it in 2013, but definitely more than watch it now. But I think it was all pretty much downhill after 2010, and I think Dave Meltzer said once that he doesn't think the company ever made money in 1 year of its history. So it's just gone from being a tax write-off for the Jarretts, tax write-off for Dixie Carter, now a tax write-off for Anthem. Yes, I do think AEW will take him, because at one point AEW was using NWA titles, and I know that Tony Khan is a big NWA mark, and for the modern NWA, because Aldis had that title for so long, way too long, he's the most identified guy with the title. I didn't even know that Trevor Murdoch had the title again. Mark agrees with me, though. So anyways, there's not much other news today. The SmackDown rating didn't come out. I did an update earlier about Jake Paul, or Logan Paul, rather. He injured his knee against Roman Reigns. And not much else. So have a good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates.